2018 DS3 Review. The good points of DS3: stylish design, punchy petrol engines, economical diesels, personalization options. The bad points of DS3: ride quality is usually poor, odd driving position, interior ergonomics, not essentially the most practical. The DS3 hatchback has been online longer than chances are you'll realize. Badged a DS since 2014, it previously lived life because Citroën DS3 prior to it two brands were split. A year following your separation, a few received DS's more distinctive front grille and many tweaks towards the interior and specification levels. In essence though, it's still the identical car that debuted to be a Citroën back 2010. It's an essential car for DS, outselling Citroën C3 through the UK. Incidentally, the UK may be the DS3's biggest market overall. Taking on other fashionable superminis, the mini hatch, Audi A1, Fiat 500 and Vauxhall Atom, it is really an unashamedly style-centric car by having an eye-catching design and myriad personalization options. Striking design. The DS3 features the company's vertical grille design, dubbed DS wings. It's encompassed by chrome and features a wing motif that stretches into the headlights. It's a design language that's since been employed across DS's newer models, as while using DS4 and DS5, the firm's LED vision headlights with scrolling directional indicators can be found, which combine LED day running lights and xenon technology for the dipped-in main beam, for improved visibility and reduced energy consumption. More importantly, they search distinctive. There's that attention to detail on display here that may time to digest, with DS motifs cleverly positioned across the car without having to be too garish. Other distinctive design features remain from your previous Citroën model, such as shark-fin-shaped bodywork for the central pillar behind the inside doors, along with the trademark floating roof. Customers in addition have a seemingly endless number of color schemes with an overwhelming 3 million possible design combinations, including dashboard upgrades and alloy wheel designs. Latest generation tech and premium appeal. Barely any buttons feature for the dashboard and center console, with lots of features controlled through 7.0-inch touchscreen multimedia system. It keeps things basic and uncluttered, but there are many unusual and frustrating quirks, such as volume buttons located at the end of the center console, nowhere near to the screen. You can find the hatchback in 7 standard trims: chic, elegance, prestige, ultra prestige, performance line, performance and performance black. As standard, all cars will include Bluetooth connectivity, aircon and active city brake ahead unit, which helps to avoid low-speed collisions. Other equipment obtainable in the range includes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, mirror link, front and back parking sensors, as well as a reversing camera, in addition to distinctive home design schemes such because the topaz dashboard as well as the excellent watch strip effect latticework leather like the more expensive DS4 and DS5. Drivers could also download the My DS app that will inform you if the car is watchy for any service, where it truly is parked, and fuel economy figures. With Mirror Link you could also use the app to deliver text messages hands-free. Range of efficient engines. The DS3 is accessible with 7 engines, 5 petrols as well as diesels. Kicking off of the petrol range could be the popular 3-cylinder 1.2-liter PureTech, provided by 3 power outputs: -82 horsepower, 110 horsepower and 130 horsepower, and manual or automatic gearboxes. The two diesel options appeals to business drivers. The Blue D100 boasts CO2 emissions just 87 gkm, so benefit-in-kind tax isn't planning to break the bank, while a lot more powerful Blue D120 is very frugal. DS3 performance. The DS3 range has expanded to feature a performance version, which features a single 6-liter petrol engine within the bonnet offering 210 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. Mated into a 6-speed manual with shorter gear ratios, additionally they come which has a limited slip differential, sports suspension lowered by 15 mm, wider back and front tracks and larger Brembo brakes. Twin tailpipes, carbon side moldings, a brand new sill plate and black wheel arch extensions complete the sporty look from your outside. You can even have matte paint on top-spec performance black versions. The verdict. The DS3 hatchback is usually a stylish alternative for the Mini hatch and Audi A1, and comes set with lots of standard equipment as well as a range of frugal yet punchy engines. It won't hurt your wallet to run a DS3 day-to-day, and buyers will love the stove-off personalization options over the lineup, but a fidgety ride and compromised cabin highlight its advancing age close to its rivals. Engines geared to all tastes. 5 punchy turbo petrols. 2 frugal diesels. There's a decent collection of 7 engine alternatives on offer throughout the DS3 range. All of these are familiar PSA Peugeot, Citroën and DS's parent company units. DS3 petrol engines. We reckon the petrol engines to be had suit the character in the DS3 a lot better than diesel, no matter what version you choose. Our favorite would be the PureTech 130. It's a 3-cylinder with 130 horsepower and 230 Nm of torque offered by 1,750 revolutions per minute, so it's a flexible thing for the road, pulling well from low engine speeds, with plenty punch to overtake slow-moving traffic easily on broads. It sounds the part too, which has a distinctive thrum that 4-cylinder engines simply don't have. The 0.62 mph benchmark sprint is carried for in 8.9 seconds, and should be on to reach a 127 mph top speed. However, this engine is only accessible in higher spec models, whereas the 110 horsepower PureTech 110 is obtainable across a wider variety of models and, actually, doesn't feel much slower. A torque figure of 205 Nm means nevertheless feels punchy when you require to overtake, along with a 0.62 mph period of 9.6 seconds is adequate. If you desire more power, there's the 1.6-liter THP 165, which is really a 4-cylinder, therefore doesn't sound as interesting, whether or not it's a touch more efficient, boasting 165 horsepower and 240 Nm of pulling power. It takes 7.5 seconds to sprint from 0.62 mph, and can reach a 135 mph top speed. Both the THP 165 and PureTech 130 are mated to your slick-shifting 6-speed manual gearbox, which has a relatively long throw, but well-spaced ratios, while lower-powered models contain a 5-speed transmission. Other petrol options such as a lower-powered 3-cylinder with 82 horsepower, badged PureTech 82 as the DS3 Performance turns into a 210 horsepower version with a 1.6-liter THP engine. The PureTech 82 ambles from 0.62 mph in 12.3 seconds, and tops out at 108 mph, even though the DS3 Performance is rather the opposite, slashing the 0.62 mph time for it to a lively 6.5 seconds. Which has a 143 mph top speed. Diesel power. The diesel engines inside the DS3 offer lower running costs, but a less enjoyable drive. There are two Bluetooth units available, one with 99 horsepower plus the other 120 horsepower. Their apartment to be chosen by company car drivers as a result of lower bit rates as well as a longer range from refills. The 99 horsepower Bluetooth 100 should go from 062 miles per hour in 10.8 seconds and may reach 117 miles per hour at full chat, but rapidly low power output. Its 254 Nm of torque is sufficient to feel punchy over the gears when overtaking. It's an identical story for that Bluetooth 120. A healthy 285 Nm of torque ensures this version of DS3 feels as lively because the more powerful petrols by visiting overtake, while its 062 miles per hour use of 9.3 seconds is commendable. This one will reach 118 miles per hour at the very top end. DS3 feels agile and nimble. Body roll is minimal and steering sharp. Not as fun as being a Mini, though. The DS3 is quick to answer steering inputs and feels light on its feet. The sunlight steering aids in this, nonetheless it can feel overly assisted and low in feel. Body control is great, meaning the DS3 doesn't roll an excessive amount through corners, though the firm suspension adds an edge on the ride and causes it to feel crashy about the worst surfaces. It's less fun to be a mini hatch, few cars are, but incorporates a charm in its own right. The handling of petrol models is greater than the diesels due towards the lighter weight above the front from the car. However, greater powerful engine you choose to buy, the harder easily the DS3's front end thinks overwhelmed in putting the energy down for the road. Ergonomics aren't the DS3's strong suit. Touchscreen infotainment user-friendly. Good visibility thanks to a great deal of glass. The cabin on the DS3 was revamped as part in the 2015 facelift, together with the main change being far fewer buttons cluttering the dash. In fact, the firm eradicated 20 switches, and also the result is really a lot cleaner looking but no better to use. Go for any quick alteration for the radio's volume and you'll automatically go for the infotainment screen, but you'll then look for yourself fumbling across the bottom from the center console close to the gear lever for volume buttons, also located beside DS's emergency call-out button. It's a very important thing there's a control located around the steering column for faster and less confusing alterations on the media system, while you have to learn where it is all totally from memory as much of it can be invisible in the driver's seat. The revised 7.0-inch touchscreen itself is understanding of operate and straightforward to navigate, which is usually a good job as the majority from the car's functions are accessed through it. Nevertheless, there's still significant room for improvement. It could be worth carrying a cloth from the car should you're bothered about fingerprints within the numerous shiny surfaces, too, because there are large swathes of gloss finish trims. Also, be sure to drive a car having an armrest prior to tick this box about the options list. It gets inside the way in the gear lever and handbrake, that may become frustrating when driving in traffic. It also removes the one cup holder that's located between front seats. DS3 comfort is often good. All seats on offer are very comfortable. Firm suspension stops it standing up for. The DS3 is inherently a cushy car. All in the seats on offer are excellent, even on entry-level models, but our personal favorites are definitely the black cloth and Alcantara belongings in prestige specification. They're beautifully supportive and well bolstered, having a quality-feeling covering. The ride quality is around the firm side, which flies within the face of traditional DS brand values yet not the current range. Both DS4 and DS5 designs have unusually stiff suspension, and actually these slightly better in this connection. However, there's no escaping how much the DS3 wants to crash into bumps from the road. The whole car shifts in case you drive over any type of bump mid-corner. It's very wheel size sensitive, and larger alloys make lumps and bumps inside the road very noticeable, especially on DS3 performance versions which have barely any rubber between your alloy wheel and also the road, as well as being a stiffer suspension setup. Finding a cozy driving position will probably be easy for some, and a hardship on others. There's a great deal of adjustment inside the seat, but even just in its lowest setting you senses like you're sitting very high up. The pedals sense that they're positioned close to your driver, meaning the seat would need to go back and, for the reason that steering wheel only adjusts for height, drivers with shorter arms might find they should lean forwards. All DS3 models come well equipped. Huge quantity of personalization possible. Options open to boost kit count. There are 7 trim levels offered here: Chic, Elegance, Prestige, Ultra Prestige, Performance Line, Performance and Performance Black, together with a myriad personalization options to design your DS your own personal. Standard DS3 hatchback equipment. At base spec Chic specification you may expect a considerable amount of kit. Highlights include aircon, a 7-inch touchscreen, DAB radio, Bluetooth, cruise control and 16-inch alloy wheels. Moving around Elegance nets a different style of alloys, LED front fog lights, tinted rear windows, sports seats, climate control, rear parking sensors, Apple CarPlay and mirror link with an automatic emergency services call feature from the event of a car accident. Next inside the lineup is Performance Line. It adds sportier looks, namely black 17-inch alloy wheels, a rear spoiler, leather instrument binnacle, tire and gear knob, Performance Line Alcantara upholstery and unique exterior badging. The DS3 Prestige may be the top in the normal trim levels, featuring 17-inch alloy wheels, DS LED Vision xenon headlights, electrically folding door mirrors, automatic lights and wipers, front parking sensors, an alternative stereo and active city brake autonomous emergency braking. If that's too little, upgrade to your Ultra Prestige. It comes which has a different alloy wheel design, DS monogrammed roof design and mirrors, a reversing camera and Napa watch strap leather seats, as well as a central armrest and premium floor mats. Performance versions find the hottest engine available THP 210 petrol as well as low suspension, a Torsen limited slip differential and Brembo brakes. The Performance Black gets matte black paint plus the option of any gold roof and interior trim. Optional DS3 hatchback extras. With 11 body color choices and 5 roof color options, the prospect of spotting an auto identical to your individual is low. You can make from a amount of interior tweaks and color schemes, while additional options include decal packs, a reversing camera, different alloys as well as an armrest only be worn. This could prevent the driver from changing gear or utilizing the handbrake properly. Comfort pack adds rear parking sensors, front armrest, climate control, automatic lights and wipers, auto-dimming rear view mirror and folding door mirrors and LED fog lights to chic trim. The same pack can be obtained on Elegance and Performance Line cars, excluding parking sensors and fog lights as they're Al-Wachi standard. Nav Plus pack, SatNav, stereo upgrade, auto lights and wipers, folding door mirrors, auto-dimming mirror included with Elegance models. GT pack, SatNav, stereo upgrade, front sensors, reversing camera and active city brake included in performance models. Lowly 3-star Euro NCAP rating. autonomous emergency braking added. No other driver assistance tech available. Although the previous Citroën version in this car were built with a 5-star Euro NCAP crash test score if it was tested during the past year, the revised DS3 hatchback was reassessed in 2017 achieving just 3 stars. Child occupancy along with a lack of electronic safety systems hampered the results. There are a few new safety systems around the new DS3, including a low-speed automatic braking system and also the SOS and Assistance Pack, which automatically calls emergency services inside the event of a car accident, that ought to boost satisfaction, too. No other advanced driver assistance or safety systems can be obtained, though, for instance adaptive cruise control or lane keep assist. This is where the DS3 actually starts to show its age against newer rivals just like the mini hatch. Decent space for 4 inside. Boot well shaped and easily accessed. Interior storage disappoints. Again, the basic layout with the DS3 hasn't changed since Citroën's departure on the naming structure, so neither have their practicality. There isn't much storage inside cabin, though, and cup holders are conspicuous by their absence. Really the only one you'll find is located between front seats, but when you go for your optional armrest it disappears. The only place you've got could be the door bins, but they're shallow in parts and won't hold approximately you think. The glove box is laughably small too, even though the lid is of a normal size. Opening it reveals half is obstructed using a fuse panel. The DS3 is larger than something such as a Fiat 500 and Vauxhall Atom. That's great for carrying passengers. You won't find it difficult to park a DS3, though. It's still exactly the size of the regular supermini, and standard fit parking sensors around the majority of models from the lineup mean you will discover aids that may help you squeeze in. That's an excellent, because rearward visibility may be restricted. The boot matches some with the more spacious, currently established superminis that aren't exactly about style, showing DS hasn't compromised having its smallest model. You obtain a 285-liter boot space and 60/40 split rear seats, which can be much more practical than something much like the Vauxhall Atom or mini hatch. If you wish to load heavier items, then there's a little bit of lip to heave things over. Even so the rear seats do split and fold in case you have any more items to carry. Just remember they don't fold flat and you must maneuver in from the front doors gain access to anything awkward. The good news may be the doors are enormous less than good within it tight park your car.